It was a quiet August morning in Seoul when the news broke. Armies were still wiping sleep from their eyes, scrolling through their feeds, when headlines started appearing one after another. Jimin becomes the first Korean solo artist to dominate the Billboard Artist 100 for 7 consecutive weeks. For most fans, it felt surreal. Not because they doubted Jimin's talent, far from it, but because this was a chart historically dominated by global pop giants, not Korean soloists. The Artist 100 doesn't just count streams. It measures an artist's overall presence, streaming, sales, radio play, and fan engagement. 7 weeks wasn't just a number. It was a statement. And Jimin had just carved his name into history. For years, BTS as a group had been the pride of the Artist 100 chart, often landing at the top with their album releases. But as members pursued solo projects during their military service period, the challenge shifted. Could any member replicate that dominance alone? Jimin's Muse era had already proven his solo power, topping charts, selling out merch drops in minutes, and sparking social media trends with every performance. But 7 straight weeks at #1 on the Artist 100 was something even seasoned chart watchers didn't predict. Billboard's Artist 100 is a complex battlefield. Streaming, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Sales, physical albums, digital downloads. Airplay, radio spins across countries. Engagement, how loud and present your fandom is. For Jimin to lead this list meant he was dominating on every front, simultaneously, for nearly 2 months. The road to this moment began back in late June when Who, his soul-stirring single, unexpectedly started climbing again, fueled by fan-organized streaming projects and a viral TikTok trend. By July, the song was on everyone's playlist, not just ARMY's. Week 1 on the Artist 100 was a celebration. Week 2 was validation. By week 4, the conversation shifted. Could he break the record for longest reigning Korean soloist on the chart? By week 6, music journalists were calling it the Jimin effect. On X, formerly Twitter, hashtags like #Jimin 7 weeks on Artist 100 and #Jimin History Maker exploded within hours of the announcement. Fans posted reaction videos of themselves crying, cheering, and holding banners in their bedrooms. A fan from Brazil wrote, "We streamed, we voted, we bought, but most importantly, we believed. Jimin, you did it." In Seoul, a cafe known for hosting BTS-themed events projected Jimin's Billboard ranking onto a giant LED wall. Customers stopped to take photos, some in tears. Major outlets like Billboard, Rolling Stone, and the New York Times covered the story. In the UK, BBC News ran a segment titled "From Busan to Billboard, Jimin's 7-week reign." Music critics praised his vocal artistry and his ability to blend Korean ballad sensibilities with modern pop production. Some compared his chart dominance to legendary Western pop acts who once seemed untouchable. Data from Billboard revealed staggering figures. Streamings, over 90 million weekly streams across platforms. Sales, physical album sales surged again weeks after release due to new collector's editions. Airplay, Jimin's tracks were being played in over 40 countries, a rare feat for Korean language music. Industry insiders noted that his success wasn't just the result of fan dedication, it was the product of a genuine crossover appeal. While all 7 members were on different paths due to military service period, Jimin's achievement hinted at what a post-service BTS could look like, a group of global superstars whose solo power only strengthens the group's collective force. Fans speculated that HYBE might capitalize on this momentum for BTS's 2026 comeback, with Jimin possibly taking center stage for lead vocals on their title track. In a brief Weverse post following the news, Jimin wrote, "ARMY, I don't even know what to say. This is all because of you. Thank you for loving my music." Those who knew his journey from a shy trainee in Busan to a global icon felt the sincerity in every word. Producers, choreographers, and fellow idols congratulated him publicly. Some K-pop analysts said this record could change how agencies approach solo debuts in the future, aiming for global charts beyond just K-pop specific rankings. Jimin's 7-week reign was historic, but fans are already dreaming bigger. Could he push it to 8 weeks? 9? Could he return post-military with a record-breaking comeback that eclipses even this achievement? One thing is certain, in August 2025, Jimin didn't just make history, he redefined what it means to be a Korean solo artist in the global music industry. When WHO entered the Billboard Artist 100 at #1 in late June, even veteran chart watchers raised an eyebrow. The Artist 100 is notoriously difficult for international acts to dominate, let alone a soloist from Korea. In that first week, the victory felt personal, a reward for months of late-night fan streaming projects, fan-organized bulk album buys, and social media campaigns that seemed endless. On Weverse, fans left thousands of congratulatory messages in a matter of hours. But the energy wasn't loud at first. It was quietly proud. Fans celebrated without expecting it to last. After all, chart crowns come and go. No one knew they were witnessing the beginning of a 7-week reign. The second week was where the challenge began. Competing artists dropped major albums, including some of the biggest names in Western pop. Analysts predicted Jimin would slip to #3 or #4. Instead, he held his ground, still at #1. Billboard's midweek projections showed a small dip in sales, but streaming numbers rose sharply. Spotify reported that WHO had entered over 3,000 new editorial playlists worldwide. TikTok trends featuring the song were surging, especially in Southeast Asia and Latin America. The whisper had officially become a roar. By the third week, Jimin's dominance was no longer just an army-led victory, it had crossed over. Radio stations in Canada, the Philippines, and even non-K-pop markets in Europe began adding WHO to their rotations. Brazilian fans organized a 24-hour streaming party complete with giveaways of signed albums for top streamers. In Japan, WHO topped the Oricon International chart, proving Jimin's reach wasn't limited to English-speaking markets. International media began taking notice. Rolling Stone called him the unstoppable force from Busan, while The Guardian noted, Jimin's reign is a masterclass in fan mobilization meeting true artistry. Week 4 was where the record talk started. Jimin had already broken the record for the longest reign by a Korean soloist on the Artist 100, surpassing the previous mark of 5 weeks. Fans now had a bigger goal, 7 weeks, the symbolic number that not only referenced his potential chart run, but also the BTS hit 7. ARMY hashtags shifted from celebration to mission. Hashtag Jimin 7 weeks trended worldwide for 3 days straight, signaling the fandom's focus. Competition intensified in week 5 with several major summer releases from global stars. The fear of losing the #1 spot lingered, but ARMYs doubled down. A US-based fan account organized a Billboard Blitz, coordinating streaming hours, buying digital downloads, and encouraging fans to request WHO on radio shows. The result? Jimin held on again. Billboard data showed a fascinating shift. Digital sales, which had been declining in recent years for most artists, rose for Jimin during week 5. It was a rare phenomenon in today's streaming era. By week 6, journalists were openly asking, could he really do 7? Interviews with music industry insiders revealed admiration for how Jimin's campaign was managed, not by traditional PR blitzes, but by organic fan-driven momentum. Hybe's promotional pushes were minimal compared to Western industry standards, yet the numbers spoke for themselves. Fans called this pure power, proving that Jimin's art could stand on its own without aggressive marketing tactics. When Billboard updated the chart for week 7, the entire fandom seemed to hold its breath. And then the announcement dropped. Jimin remains at #1 on the Artist 100 for a 7th consecutive week, the first Korean solo artist in history to do so. It was official! Fans screamed, cried, shared screenshots of their Weverse messages. Cafes in Seoul offered free drinks to customers wearing BTS merch. A digital billboard in Times Square lit up with Jimin's face and the words, "History made." In Mexico City, fans organized a flash mob dancing to WHO in the city center. In Paris, a fan art exhibition was held featuring portraits of Jimin from different stages of his career. Even other idols congratulated him. IU, Taeyang, and several rookie groups posted Instagram stories celebrating the achievement. Billboard analysts said Jimin's run could inspire labels to push Korean soloists more aggressively into global markets. For years, the focus had been on groups, but Jimin's success proved a solo artist could command as much, if not more, international attention. Music critics also noted the cultural impact. a Korean language song competing head-to-head with English language hits and winning for nearly 2 months straight.